The day we all wait for on the AVP Tour. It's Championship Sunday of the Manhattan Beach Open. We cannot wait to get you inside Stadium Court to the most iconic beach volleyball tournament in history. Take a look at Manhattan Beach Pier, where the winners are enshrined in the volleyball archives. It is a glorious place to finish out, but we've got some work to do on this Championship Sunday. Hi, everyone. I'm Cameron Irwin, alongside Olympic gold medalist and USC head beach volleyball coach, national champion. The list goes on and on, Mr. Dane Blanton. But we have some, a good matchup in store. We've got Billy Allen down there with Jeremy Casebeer. We saw them just last night in an epic battle. They ended up with a loss, but now they've got to find their way back to a semifinal.
Yeah, it's hard to fall down after a loss, and they were so close to advancing to that semifinals. That's what you have to love about double elimination. They fought. They're going to fight their way back, and if they play anywhere near they played last night, I think they're going to be successful, and we'll see them in the semi.
Billy Allen played lights out last night. Let's see if he can continue the path. We've got the third member of our crew down on the sand. I think his name's Mr. Mark Sherman. All right, Mark, get us introduced to all four.
Well, hello there. Oh, good morning. I've switched out of the Christmas and it's into USA gear. Ladies and gentlemen, what a morning it is. This is basically my Christmas. This is the Manhattan Beach Open. This is Sunday, Championship Sunday, where we put another name on that pier. And for these guys, it'd take 3 matches to get there, but that's fine. We're here to play some ball. Let's see who we got looking to make it into the semifinals, shall we? This first team we saw at the end of yesterday, they are an entertaining team on Stadium Court. And you know what? The longer the match goes, the more you tend to root for these guys. And it starts from the service line out of UCLA in Santa Barbara, California. He is Jeremy Casebeer. You got the energy from Casebeer, and then you just bring it down a notch. You dial it in with this guy out of Cal State, out of Cal State Northridge, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Allen. And their opponents, first up, let's say hello to the AVP champion who won his first AVP title at the beginning of the year, and that should be the first of many, ladies and gentlemen, out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California, and USC, it's Andy Benesh. Come on. And his partner, you're feeling it today, aren't you? I can just see it. I can see it in those mirrored sunglasses. Out of Santa Barbara, California, and UC Santa Barbara, it's Miles Evans.
All right, here we go. Jeremy Casebeer will start us off. Fun fact for the day. On the men's side, there's only one team that remains with a Manhattan Beach title. That's Try and Trevor. Trevor Crabb leading the pack with 2 titles on the pier. Of these 4 athletes, they're all looking for their first. And an ace to get us started. We saw Jeremy Casebeer do exactly that last match of the day. This is how he got things rolling for him and Billy Allen.
Yeah, and that's how Jeremy Casebeer won his first tournament in Seattle in 2019, was just pinging aces all over the court.
Clears the runway. Gets ready to roll. Here's a look at Andy Benesh. High up and over the top. And when I say high, yes, Andy Benesh is way up there. 6'9", just 27 years old, out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Here's a look at the Trojan. His partner, Miles Evans, the double plural. Goes with the heavy middle ball and straight down. That's a gift for your partner.
What I like right away about both teams, they're really going for it from the service line, and you've got to love that aggression.
Without a doubt, Miles Evans works with a little bit of that top spin jump serve. He cuffs it and loves to put some angle towards that right sideline on the opposing side. Casebeer going up and over. Nice contact. And poked back. Heads up play from Miles Evans, the 32-year-old out of Santa Barbara, California. And he might look small compared to his partner, but he's also 6'4". Santa Barbara City College. There's that right-handed cup serve and blocked straight down, flex down from Andy Benesh.
Yeah, sometimes players don't realize how big Andy Benesh is, and you got to be careful going over on 2, hitting blind into Benesh because he takes up so much area.
Billy Allen. And that's what we saw a lot of last night. He was nearly errorless in the entirety of their match. They actually took a loss to Try and Trevor in a 3-set battle, finishing out at 16-18 in the third. Short serve to Andy Benesh. And we've seen that several times from him in terms of not the error, but more so that deep angled hit.
Yeah, he loves to hit deep, and I like that. It's hard to defend against it, but you got to be careful. You can't hit it too deep, and we have seen him err a few times there.
Come on.
Cameron Irwin alongside Dane Glenn will be getting you through this Sunday of volleyball. Just out of reach for Allen. Billy Allen, the oldest of the pack, 40 years old, originally out of Fallbrook, California. Product of Cal State Northridge. Now up in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Huge block. You want to talk about jumping into the angle. Andy Benesh just put on a clinic.
You know, Andy, I think he learned a lot playing with Phil Dahlhauser in that first event in Austin where he won the first championship. This block, very deceptive. Looked like he was going to block the line, jumped huge into the angle. And also what Phil loves to do is to serve out of the middle court. Look where Andy is serving, right out of the middle of the court and trying to hit those angles. That definitely was learned by Phil Dahlhauser.
You know, it's interesting. We had Phil on the mic yesterday, and I asked him how many people kind of come up and maybe try and pick his brain. He said, there's a handful of just, you know, my close buddies that I'll give some insight to. But now he's sharing, of course, that insight. You can check out his beach volleyball camp alongside the other GOAT, April Ross. Nice swing from Benesh. They're putting on some adult clinics and camps.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know, what Phil and April are doing, and it's kind of cool. They really said, you know, the adults always get left out. All the pros usually do clinics for youngsters and kids, and so they're giving back to the older generation.
Hey.
Ball recycled back out, and Benesh and Evans have a quick start, 8-4.
I was kind of bummed out that April said I couldn't attend.
She said you could coach, though. Yeah. I can attend. You have to coach.
Good.
I'm still waiting for our trip to Seaside. It's going to happen, Dave.
We're going to play in the mixed?
We're playing in the mixed.
Okay.
I'm optioning you every single ball. I hope you've got your sand legs.
I better start training now.
Seaside Beach Volleyball Tournament, one of the other legendary up in the Northwest, largest beach volleyball tournament in the world in terms of total participants. This tournament is also one of the most massive, 32 into the draw here, several of which are main draw, and then you also have that qualifying that can take place. This is the only tournament of the 16 that the qualifier was held the day before on Thursday, as it has traditionally been.
Right, and we can't forget to mention there was over 100 men's teams in that qualifier, which is really insane.
Nice snag by Casebeer. And a little unlucky. Evans is just laughing as he walks to the back line. so much of yesterday, we saw some kind of wild blowouts in terms of the score. Some teams are just on one.
Smart play right there by Benesh, not attempting to go for it. He knew that was going to clear the net, so he just kind of threw up a fake. And that is just enough for the defense to flinch.
Blocked again, and Andy Benesh is on a riot at the net. The Andy cheers are coming in loudly from the stands here in Manhattan.
Taking a look at it right now, how quickly he gets up to the net. He was definitely not in position, had to jump and take off about 5 feet from the net, but his arms are so long, he got there in time.
Tough serve, but well managed.
Yes. Out of bounds, wide.
12-5 now. It's time to get under the umbrella, sort things out. They got Johnny Mayer on the side of Casebeer and Allen, coach over at LMU and former AVP pro.
Yeah, John Mayer, just a class act. Went to Pepperdine, national champion there, coaches at LMU, and really has taken that program to the top. And they are a contender, and it's so fun to see him coaching. He's just so composed.
So composed that he is Johnny Mayer. Take a look at the men's bracket here for the 2022 Manhattan Beach Open. Brunner Shock, well, they are already on to the semifinal. The winner here will face that #1 seed. And right now out on the outer court, Lotman Partain taking on Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander. The winner of that, well, it could be a crab boil all over again.
That'd be exciting. We'd like that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Here's a look out on court #1. 12-10, Crabb and Sander make it 13-10 with Taylor Crabb taking a swing. Saw Paula Crabb out there, not gonna lie. She was feeling a little nervous. She said, you know, if the boys win, then they have to face off yet again against each other.
That's gotta be hard.
Oh yeah.
But it's got to be special at the same time. I mean, it's rare to get, you know, one kid to play at this level, much less two. But then when they go up against them, you know, you just kind of have to sit there, be neutral, and hope for the best.
Oh, so nervy. I think for Casebeer and Allen right now, you just got to try and find a little momentum, right? Start building off one contact after another. Service error starting to mount.
Good.
That's a great shot from Billy Allen.
Billy, he just makes it look easy, you know. Billy Allen comes in, he takes the look. He's also very composed, and I believe it's Billy Allen and John Mayer who do the Coach Your Brains Out podcast and that book. And it's funny, I end up saying the same thing about both of them. Very composed, very classy, very professional. And that's a great book if you haven't read it as well.
Billy Allen, of course, has 2 titles to his name, one in 2016, one in 2017, when he went back-to-back in Seattle with 2 different partners, Theo Brunner and then Stafford Slick. 14-7 as they sort things out now in the tech timeout. Stadium court has been phenomenal all weekend long, but look at the outer courts as well. This place is built for volleyball. As you can see, the schedule coming up. We will have Cannon, Sponsel, Hughes, and Kalinsky 1 versus 2 in the women's semi right here on Stadium court. Then after that will be the men's semi. Moving on to the women's final and closing out our day, the men's final. Yesterday was the day of the mullet. I think we're just changing the hairstyles up every day. Our camera crew doing a great job here with the Echo Entertainment.
Billy and Jeremy looking for another round out of the tech. Andy and Miles looking to keep it rolling. We got 14-7.
See if Andy Benesh can now find one of those Phil Dahlhauser-esque serves. Works with a hybrid, a little bit more of that float. Evans steps in behind the block. Up and over the top.
5-7.
Solid defensive set by Benesh. And Miles right there kind of funneling the ball down the line perfectly to convert that defense to offense.
Andy Benesh again working with that hybrid. Sometimes they'll put the top spin and snap that ball down. You see his numbers now on screen: 5 kills, 1 hitting error, 3 total blocks just in set number 1 to this point. Some finesse and the flipper from Billy Allen. There's the backcourt defense of Andy Benesh. Split block, and Jeremy Casebeer makes them pay.
Great play by Miles. I can't believe he actually got that ball before it hit the net. There's a back flip, and here's a beautiful shot. But right here, how Miles kind of swung at that ball. I would have waited for it to go in the net. I didn't even think that that was possible, but great creativity and great play on both sides of the net. Bad toss right there. Tossed it way to his left, and he was in trouble from the start. You know, years ago, you could throw up the ball and catch it and go for a second attempt almost as a tennis player would, but those rules changed long ago, and so it's so crucial to be able to give yourself a good toss. Otherwise, you know, you get yourself in trouble. And right there, Casebeer pinging the shoulder and really bringing it. He is such a strong player.
Miles Evans almost just got one to the face right there. It was right off the shoulder. Doubled up into the angle, did Allen and Casebeer. Nice check down by Evans to see the line well available. See total number of jumps. Benesh to Evans, 31-16, their highest now in the sand. Give you some context, Manhattan Beach is some of the deepest sand. As the ace comes for Andy Benesh.
Solid when you serve that ball like Andy did, tailing away from the receiver. It is so hard to move to his left for Casebeer, and all he can do is watch and hope that that is out.
Andy Benesh played alongside the guy on the other side of the net, Billy Allen, just a year ago. High off the hands of Jeremy Casebeer again.
You know, it's going to be a big challenge for Casebeer to get up there at 6'5", going up against 6'9". Benesh just has that advantage, and on top of that, he loves to hit deep, so it's going to be difficult to stuff him down.
That's a nice swing from Billy Allen. Talk about a redirect.
Yeah, it's so nice how he had the patience to wait for the ball to cross his body, Billy, and then just kind of snapped it down with his wrist.
Nice shot again by Andy Benesh, brings us to set point. Both Billy Allen and Andy Benesh were in a semi-final right here last year in 2021. Taking a loss to Chase Buttinger and Casey Patterson. Right now, one of these two teams will be heading to a semifinal. hear the encouragement from Allen.
Yeah, it's tough being in this type of a situation, trailing by so many points. You just kind of want to get your focus and kind of your mojo going for that second set.
That's a good start right there from Jeremy Casebeer, who's up at the net. Now, Billy Allen was up there trying to give him a little bit of time, but 21-13. Benesh and Evans, everything going their direction right now. Let's see if Allen and Casebeer can find a little magic under that umbrella heading to set number 2. The AVP is brought to you by KT Tape, helping athletes of all levels train longer and finish stronger. By Wilson, where the power is with the players. Head over to wilson.com to shop and learn more now. By Waikea Hawaiian Volcanic Water. Live Aloha, drink Waikea at waikea.com. And by Monkey Knife Fight. No math, no salary caps, just daily fantasy player props. Sign up now at monkeyknifefight.com.
Those radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics Men.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation.
Got your beers here.
That's a whole lot of little vacations right there, huh, brother? That's like a big vacation. Retirement. One life, right? Mahalo. Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
Shellback just up the street where all these athletes are going to be having some fun after the tournament is closed out. The legendary Manhattan Beach Open, set number 2 of a win or go home situation, playing for a semi-final right now. It's out of the contenders bracket. So I guess the losers final to a certain extent, as you see Benesh, Evans versus Allen and Casebeer in terms of their numbers. Hitting errors, blocks, and aces. Jeremy Casebeer getting nice and elevated from the service line, and another elevation. That's Andy Benesh.
So hard to defend against Benesh. Coming in on that left side, hitting the ball so high as a defender, you almost have to guess because there's just not a lot of time to move, and then he's going off the top of Casebeer. So right now, if you're Casebeer, you're thinking, can I get a soft block so my partner Billy Allen can run it down?
Yeah, we haven't even seen the other swing that Andy Benesh is so well known for, that crossbody down the line on the left side. Nice layout, Miles Evans. Joust, stare down. Jeremy Casebeer showing his chops.
Not sure what Miles Evans is discussing there. Maybe he wasn't happy that Billy might have got the ball first, but it was on top of the net. And when the ball's on top of the net, even if it's in like a 90-10 position, both players have a right to grab it.
3-2 now, and honestly, Dane, I gotta say, I love the stare down right there from Jeremy Casebeer. I feel like there's a little bit of an edge to him here in Manhattan Beach, and I mean that with the most compliment that I possibly can. And it's so interesting, you see this anger, the energy from Jeremy Casebeer, and then there's the solid, composed Billy Allen that's just putting away ball after ball after ball.
Yeah, they are. You know, they have different mentalities for sure. And Casebeer's, you know, a guy, you look at him and honestly, I think he could have 5 to 10 AVP wins. And so not sure what gets him in the mind frame of his best volleyball. Is it chattering? Is it stare downs? Or is it focusing internally?
Yeah.
You know, I just don't know. I don't know him personally, as Miles Evans just bombs that ball. But it's so fun to watch Casebeer. But I do like when he gets fired up. I think that's when he plays some of his best volleyball.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like the stare downs. I like the energy. Playing with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. This is a guy that does have an AVP title. He won back in 2019 in Seattle alongside Kame Schulk. You mentioned that title where the serves, I don't even remember how many aces he had. I feel like it was like 7 or 8 in that final.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous. And I believe in the semifinal he had something like 12. I mean,
it was wild.
It was wild. He was on fire.
There's a look at the man they call the Lorax. It's also been the first to create a sustainability plan here in Manhattan Beach, the first on the AVP Tour. He worked alongside Waste Management to put that into place, always caring for the environment, and rightly so. He's done beach cleanups left and right and organized those. And for every ace he has here in Manhattan Beach, 10 trees are being planted.
Yeah, that's really cool. The whole 10 trees for every ace.
I have a feeling they're palm trees.
when I heard that happening, I was like, oh, for sure that's Casebeer.
Always looking out. I know Keem has been wandering around as well and underneath the umbrella. The son of Jeremy Casebeer, as well as Ketch Allen, the son to Billy Allen. I think Ketch was a little heartbroken last night after the loss to Tryon Trevor. Billy posted a photo on Instagram last night. Ketch in tears in the bleachers. It was really sad. But sweet, all at the same time. Always rooting for Dad.
Well, there's still life left, right? It's not out.
It's not out. That's exactly what Billy said. 5-7. Strong start now for Alan Casebeer. Set 2.
And highlight.
Nice block from Casebeer.
His second block for 8-5.
Come on. Fucking go.
Push set. Ooh, pokey dig. Oh, and they're going to call that. And just in case, Benesh is also going to put it back in the sand.
We're going to switch sides, 6-8.
6-8.
By the way, the other final round.
What are you liking thus far from Alan and Casebeer here in set 2, Dane?
Well, you know, it's the aggression and the communication. I think that they communicate well, but there's what the thing is with Benesh and Miles Evans is they're not really giving up anything. they're not giving away any easy points. And so look at that rundown right there. Great read. Benesh fortunately in the net, but you kind of see they're on point right now. They're playing awesome volleyball, Benesh and Evans, and it's gonna be tough, you know. But Casebeer and Allen, they know the pressure's on, and they have to win this second set.
Benesh cleans off the forearms as he gets ready to serve. Option, Billy Allen. I was wondering when that was going to show up.
Nice pass by Casebeer, trying to fire up his partner, Billy Allen, with that option set and some verbal cues.
Casebeer unloads.
Jeremy and Billy up by 4, 11-7.
Yeah, Billy.
Casebeer's got a look in his eye, staring down the opponents on the other side. And Benesh serves up a nice swing right there.
Yeah, it's getting heated down there. I like that.
I love it.
Casebeer throwing some stare downs, very focused, yelling at the crowd after the last one, and Benesh coming back with a little bit of his own.
Out of the middle, and what a cover for Billy Allen. Casebeer loses his hat. Billy is now at the net. Oh, come on, Miles.
That's a smart play right there.
It is.
It's a real smart play. Casebeer on the end line, hat out, off, his hair in his face, focus, locked in, but he got on his heels, and Miles Evans knew that there was just no one there, and that's when you want to do the over on 2, and it was pretty. I know some people don't like the over on 2, but it's one of the smartest plays that you can do.
I was a setter indoors. I'm all about the dump. Casebeer into the line.
Yeah, it's all about timing. I think when it's done and overused, that's when it kind of gets old. But sneaky shot, we like that.
Yeah, we've seen so much of the development of the option, both on the AVP Tour and internationally as well. Some great teams, Artacho and Clancy come to mind in terms of utilizing it. Flint and Chang also great at utilizing. Phil and Nick also in their previous partnership. Phil doing it on a regular basis, especially when you got into that set 2 action. Speaking of set 2, here are the looks at the efficiencies for Evan Casebeer. Excuse me. Casebeer, Allen, Evan, and Benesh. Andy Benesh having done some work.
Got it. There's the Manhattan Beach titles. Love that. Look at Karch and Kathy Gregory. And too bad Phil's not in the mix still to tie for the top record.
Oh, no. Last night when he was on the broadcast, I specifically asked him, I said, are you done at 7? And he said, honestly, I really would like to find that 8th. I'd love to tie Karch. And he said, I go, are you still playing next year? He goes, hey, I'm just going to keep going till I can't go anymore. So there is still a chance. Phil really does want that last Manhattan Beach title to tie Karch.
Nice. Yeah, unfortunate that he won't have a go at it on this championship Sunday, but the way Phil's playing, it seems to be getting better and better, and
maybe next year. Nice block, Jeremy Casebeer. Quite a turnaround for Casebeer and Allen here in set number 2. A nice press by the hands. See if they can hang on. Option through the uprights.
No.
And a net violation on Andy Benesh. The right idea, just a little too much on it. Yeah, you can see the fingertips of Andy Benesh. Nice hands. Swatted back.
Really great timing by Casebeer right there, waiting, and as a blocker, you're looking at that offensive attacker. Is he going to hit? Is he going to shoot? I think he realizes at the last second it's going to be a shot, so he delays just a half second, and then look at him throw it back, and he's got some words of wisdom after that ball lands.
I like that. Andy Benesh. Cushioned on the serve. Pushed all the way to the antenna. Great delivery from Billy Allen on that set.
Yeah, it's almost like Allen and Casebeer are starting to find their groove. It's taken them a little bit of time after that unfortunate first set where they just didn't look themselves. And now they're back.
Andy Benesh all the way across body 1-6.
Andy Benesh partnered alongside Nick Lucena here on the AVP Tour, as well as Phil Dahlhauser for a tournament, until now joining up alongside Miles Evans. They've been doing some international play, as well as a nice serve comes from Miles Evans. They do have a Tour Series title together, Andy Benesh and Miles Evans. Andy Benesh before the season started what some of his goals were. He said, honestly, I just want to win tournaments, but I also want to compete with the best players in the world. Played internationally, indoors, in Switzerland.
I think we might have lost a mic down there.
I think so too. Thanks, crew.
I know yesterday we had the pleasure of seeing Mike Dodd and Tim Hovland in the stands. 5 Manhattan Beach Opens as a team. That is a record. They're royalty here in the South Bay.
Option again, Billy Allen. What a set, Andy Benesh. These two are not scared to set the ball to the rafters, figuratively.
They seem to both like it. Gives them time to kind of gather, bring in the big approach, big double arm lift, and then he just rips that ball right down the middle. That was not an easy hit.
Phil Dahlhauser saying this guy, Andy Benesh, has all the tools to be one of the greats. I asked him, I said, yeah, he's even kind of the same build as you, Phil. And he looked at me and goes, no, I think he's got some pounds on me. Andy Benesh spent a ton of time in the weight room this past off season, put on about 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. Nice dig from Evans. And there's that cuffed right hand. He uses it on the serve as well as the cut from the right.
Miles Evans has been impressive, and he's landing those shots against Billy Allen, who's one of the most cerebral players, who is going to make you pay here and there, but he seems to be just going the opposite direction of Billy every single time with beautiful touch.
What a set. Feet one way, hand the opposite direction.
Miles Evans took off just a second too soon to go cover that line shot and couldn't head in a different direction. His hand did, though.
He looked like he was in a spin cycle. Cyclone out there. 19-15. Things looking pretty solid for Allen and Casebeer. Head into a third.
Oh my goodness.
If that's not things to come here on the AVP Tour, a great depiction of what we'll be seeing for years.
There's not a lot that Jeremy Casebeer could do on that. He was up, big block, and just Benesh went up and over the top into the corner. Such a smart hit.
Middle blocker, an All-American out of USC. Andy Benesh putting on a show, attacking.
Oh, he doesn't get over, and that is a sin if you're a middle blocker, right? Not pressing over the net. He would have had a stuff down right there. Of course, playing for the University of Southern California. He is much stronger, as you mentioned, Cameron, than a year ago. He just has put himself in tremendous amount of shape, and it pays off in these long tournaments.
Right now, they're just a side out away from a third set. Allen and Casebeer, that is. Continue to work off the edges and through the middle of Casebeer's block, and just like that, the short serve, too short. Third set action is going to be coming here on Stadium Court. No one is complaining about it. These two, just about 10 to 12 hours ago, they were in that same position, facing down a third set against Try and Trevor. It was 18-16 in the third. Let's see if they can change the script here into set number 3. Go ahead.
Just look at the stats. You see that set 2 stats exclusively right here, and Allen and Casebeer really turned it around in that hitting percentage area and the blocking, completely dominating at the net, which is a real change of fortune there because it was Benesh all in set 1. Casebeer stepping up his game. They stepped up their serving game, leading that category as well. So Casebeer and Allen were able to kind of get in their groove in the second set. Now the question is, can they keep it up? And with a quick 1-15, I can't wait to see what happens here. And here's a great graphic. Manhattan Beach titles, most all time. Mike Dodd, Tim Hovland with 5, Mike O'Hara and Mike Bright with 5. And then there's Misty May, Trainer, and Carrie Walsh-Jennings. And then behind them, in second, Karj Karai. Don't find Karj second on many lists.
No.
And he leads the individual tally. But for teams, he won 4 with Kent Steffes and Linda Hanley, and Nina Matthews with 4 as well. And the list goes on. But so many legends of the game have won here at Manhattan Beach, and so fun to see them come back. As I mentioned, Mike Dodd and Tim Hovland. Yesterday I saw Randy Stoklos down here, Eric Fanoy Moana.
Nicole Brana was also here, Holly McPeak.
She was coaching, actually. And of course, current stars still, like April Ross. And
Alex Kleinman made her trek out as well.
So cool.
She was out in the stands. You know, it's interesting, you were talking about the stats from set number 2, but the big difference for me is Casebeer set 1, 091 in terms of his efficiency. Set number 2, he was errorless, hit 800, was 4 of 5. So definitely a little bit of a turnaround for him as you see some numbers for Benesh and Casebeer also popping up. I will also say Billy Allen, still only 1 error in the entire match.
Oh my, threading the needle cross body and down the line. Nice shot by Benesh right there. What I liked about Casebeer's serve on that last serve is that he went for it, just bomb it, kind of like Taylor Sander. He goes and just bombs it. Forget about placing it. Just put the velocity, because a few guys out there have the ability to put the velocity on the ball that not many people can pass.
Nice run down by Evans. Tight ball. Oh, and that's just through the forearms of Casebeer. That one hurts.
Well, if you're scouting Andy Benesh, he seems to really love that crossbody. And Casebeer was all over it, and he just got there a little late.
But you know what's funny is I mentioned it, I think, in set number 1. He didn't really utilize it that often in set 1 and 2. It was almost like he was just hanging on, waiting for the right opportunity to start pulling that crossbody down the line. I've already seen it twice.
Couldn't stop his body. Miles Evans flew into the net there. Otherwise, it would have been looking at a point there. But I like the aggression and the risk taking by putting that set close to the net by Benesh.
Nice dig by Allen. And that is only the second error in terms of hitting from Billy Allen that we've had the entire match.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to place it in one of the corners. Instead, he decides to challenge, but Benesh is deceptive. He lines up in the line, then jumps into the angle last second and gets the stuff blocked.
Nice job by Andy Benesh. Push set to the outside again.
No!
And they're calling a net violation on Casebeer.
Head referee John King saying there was a net. Let's see if he follows through here. He's up. That right hand. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that shoulder.
It's like the shoulder, a little bit of the hair, but I don't think the hair is a violation.
It's not.
But he definitely was right there.
And again, there's that left side. Blocked again. Andy Benesh is 8. Whoa.
Number 5 for Benesh.
Benesh lining up in the line and then pressing over late. So as a hitter, you're just not sure where he is at. And right now, he's catching fire. You got to get past that first line of defense, which is Benesh's block.
And they changed the location of the attack. Instead of attacking from the pin, they pulled Jeremy to the middle. .35 now. Benesh already with 2 blocks and 1 control block just in this third set alone. He has 5 on the match.
Yes!
Into the hard angle, getting that one around and under the block line was Evans. One with the switch.
Evans with a nice swing into the angle. 13 kills, 5 blocks. There's the numbers. 526 for Benesh. Making an additional 6 block.
You know, I don't know what you do. You shoot the ball around too high. It seems like Miles Evans knows exactly where everything's going, so you try to challenge and get the ball to the sand quicker as Casebeer's trying, but then you got to deal with that block in your way, and at 6'9", Casebeer at a huge disadvantage right there. And there's Andy Benesh, 3 blocks in the first set, 2 blocks already here in the third set.
Push set. And another block. Can this guy get to double digits? Does he have enough room?
Well, Well, you know, we talked about him being a middle blocker at USC, and you don't want to really run that play against a middle blocker because that's what they're trained to do. There's usually that quick hit. If they don't get that quick hitter, they can move laterally to the outside as Andy Benesh did. Look at this move laterally, little skip step, and then he gets his hands over and just stuffs that thing down. Really great blocking technique right there, and he's kind of putting on a blocking clinic here in this quarterfinal.
Somebody needs to dial up the man Doug Strauss and ask what's the record for total number of blocks in a 3-set match, because right now Andy Benesh has 7 in total, as it's now updated on your screen. 3 in set 1, 0 in set 2, and 4 in this shortened set number 3.
4 blocks, and there's been only 11 points scored total.
It's wild. And the thing I liked about that last one, too, is they tried to throw in a different wrinkle, right? Allen and Casebeer keep moving the ball around. We saw Casebeer attack from the left side. That didn't work. They brought him to the middle. He scored a point there. And that last one, they pushed Billy quick tempo. Or they, excuse me, Billy pushed it quick tempo to the pin and still blocked back.
Look at Evans. Evans like reading these guys, and right back at you, I guess, for Billy Allen.
Go fucking
Make it number 8. I think he blocked that with his forehead.
He doesn't have to jump very far at 6'9", just extend. I wonder what his standing reach is. I'm sure it's somewhere around 8'10", something like that. I don't know.
Connects on bringing you all the numbers in terms of travel. Feet traveled for these athletes. Highest jump, you saw him just in the lower right side quarter of your screen. Another nice side out. Miles Evans.
Great vision by Evans. He took a look there, and Allen was kind of cheating over, running to his line, and all he had to do is get it over the block cross court.
Evans has done some steady work. You've mentioned him chasing down the backcourt. 10 total digs in the match. Leading in that category. Make it 11. And an additional assist.
Wow, they are playing some really high-level volleyball right now. They're so in sync with that last one was designed to get Casebeer to hit it cross court to the nice overhand dig by Evans, and then the quick reaction at the net by Benesh.
The energy is starting to mount on the side of Benesh and Evans.
This can be frustrating right now for Allen and Casebeer. They just, you know, sometimes you run into a team that catches fire. We saw it yesterday. Some teams catch fire for a set, and you were just like, wow, this thing is over quickly.
Whether it's the blocking or the defense on the side of Evans and Benesh, the ball has not hit the sand on their side here in set 3.
Perfect pass by Casebeer, and he's threading the needle right there. But all the yelling, the fire, that's kind of gone out because of the play. It's been kind of extinguished, right? Because of the play of Andy Benesh and Miles Evans.
You know, some of the only times they've been able to get around that block and D is when that set is maybe a little bit off schedule. And I mean that in regards to it maybe being a little left or a little right. So they're having to hit the ball outside of their body. Casebeer doing just that to find a little bit of an alleyway. But that's not a fun way to try and have to score a point.
14-5.
And it is now match ball for Benesh and Evans, looking to move on to a semifinal here in Manhattan Beach. Will it be a block? Not so fast. But again, see that ball's on the left shoulder of Jeremy Casebeer.
It's interesting that it's out there because Jeremy Casebeer is such a great passer. He's got such great platform, puts the ball in the right spot, and it's almost like he likes that wide set, but sometimes he comes in a little under it.
It's a good call by you. Another match ball. Benesh and Evans. Evans gonna get a look. Open net and into the middle he goes. 15-6. Benesh and Evans find a semifinal.
You know, if I'm Benesh and Evans, I'm taking a deep breath and trying to bottle and figure out what we did in this match, because they played spectacular volleyball, and if they can play at that type of a level, they could be putting their names on the pier this afternoon.
So Andy Benesh, Miles Evans were lights out in sets 1 and 3. Andy Benesh doing all sorts of work offensively, whether it was the heavy angle swing or the crossbody. And then you gotta love the energy you did see from Jeremy Casebeer and Billy Allen here in Manhattan Beach. They put on a fantastic show last night as well as into today. Couple 3-set battles from those two showing up in the deep sand at the Manhattan Beach Open. But ultimately it was that, the block of Andy Benesh. What did he finish off with, Dane? 8 in total?
I think he had 8, and you know, he just put on a clinic, especially to finish so strong. There is the numbers. Allen and Casebeer with 4, Benesh and Evans exactly with 8, like you said, Cameron, and they hit 500. They were much more efficient all the way around. See the distance traveled, they did it even more efficiently than Allen and Casebeer, taking less steps around the court. So it was fun to see, but you're right, it was all about that blocking by Benesh. He is just 27 years of age, and so that he's getting better every time he steps out on the court.
So there's a look at the brackets. Brunner Schalk, they're facing off against Benesh and Evans. That'll be at noon here on Stadium Court. Next up, it is our women's semifinal. Cannon, Sponsel, Hughes, and Kalinsky. That's next right here on Stadium.